Fisherman, you know.
Fisherman of men, huh?
Mm-hmm. Shalom, shalom, family. Shalom.
No. Shalom, shalom. Brother Malachi, shalom. Okay.
Shalom, family. Brother Nasi on the scene,
Brother
man.
Shamarai on the scene. Israel. We got a breakdown called Tried and Refined. We're going to go into the word today. Double honors to the elder, giving first all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Right? Double honors to the elect. Right? Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Right? We got this lesson we're going to go over. Pray that it's edifying. We're going to let the room fill up. Y'all continue to bear with us. We're going to kick it out here in about 5.
But that's they never do that. If they do, I'm gonna get my money back. I don't play.
Yeah. Okay.
Come, man. We pray that the people, man, that the fellow saints, man, is having a good week, man. Rolling into the unleavened bread, right? Pray to you brothers that stand in the spirit, right? Keeping that leaven out your temple. You know, and we had a glorious time, man. Fellowshipping, building with the swords, man. And we're gonna
hey man, shout out to the swords, man. One time for the swords of the spirit, man. Them brothers are brotherly. They epitomize the word brotherly. A group of righteous brothers, individuals striving for the kingdom, right? Loving their brothers like they would want to be loved. We had a magnificent time with them, holding the Passover and the open unleavened bread with them. Had a mighty time tilling the ground with them brothers. So the house of Nehemiah, Brother Yonah, Brother Joseph, Brother Nathaniel,
Shia
Khan, my brother Isaiah, right, and
Hishamat,
Ashamiyak, right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them brothers, man. Them is mighty brothers through the spirit, man. Real love, real brotherly love, Sean. Let me get a precept.
I got you. Book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 11.
Let me get you can get 133. I want that 1 John.
Was it 2 and 5?
Con.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse chapter 13 and verse 1. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 1.
Bring that out.
Let brotherly love continue.
Mm-hmm.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
Right.
For thereby some have entertained angels unaware.
And them brothers showed us nothing but love. They opened their school to us. Their wives were very sisterly with our wives. They opened their kitchen to us, right? They opened their spirit, man. They showed us nothing but love the whole time we was there. Our children were able to have a good time. Our wives were able to have a good time. And the saints and the swords gonna hold this thing down together until the chariots come back, man. Shalom to them brothers, a mighty shalom. And the water for your hospitality.
How about what you want to do, John?
I'll see what I want. I think it's 2 John. Here it is.
No, passing that
live. This is 1 John chapter 4, I'm gonna start at verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. We love him because he first loved us. If any man say, I love Yahweh, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he had seen, how can he love Yahweh whom he had not seen? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth Yahweh love his brother also. And again, them brothers showed us nothing but compassion and brotherly love the whole time we've been around them. And honestly, since the first time we met them. So again, we're going to give a mighty salute and shalom to the swords of the spirits, the deacon, the captain Ashamiak, right? The officer Shia, the officer Stephen, right? Joseph, Jonah,
the elder Nathan Yah,
the elder Nathan Yah, man, and the young lion, man, Isaiah. Mighty shalom to you, brothers.
Get this breakdown started.
Con. You want this?
Yeah, he give it to me. First precept is going to be Zechariah 13:8.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 8. And it reads thus. Salakia, brother Malachi, if you can scribe Baba Kashar. This is going to be the book of Zechariah 13 and verse 8.
Scribe on the scene.
Con.
Shalom, Mark. Shalom.
Come on, Ak. You got to give us a mighty shalom when you come in the room.
Ak. You got to drop some sevens too. Just because you dropped the first precept, let us know you on the scene, King.
Con, man. Let's get it. Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. But the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Most High is my power.
I got a quick precept just elaborating, right? This is 2nd Esdras 7 and 11. It says, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. Right? So knowing and understanding that, man, we got to continue to walk circumspect, know that this future world that the Most High has prepared for us is not for a mass multitude. It's going to be a remnant. It's going to be a select few that get, or elect or chosen few that get to partake in this new kingdom. So we have to continue to be circumspect, follow the commandments, believe on Hamashiach Yahushua, and know that we are going to be tried through the furnace of adversity. You holding something, King?
Nah, lie.
Next precept is going to be Malachi.
Salakia, I do.
Salakia, go ahead, King.
You had said something about a remnant. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 11 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Most High shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
He shall, how many times?
The second time to recover the remnant of his people.
So, Khan, the same way he recovered us from the day or the time of Egypt and Pharaoh by the hand of Moses.
Which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt.
From what?
And from Egypt.
Go ahead.
And from Pathros. And from Cush.
Right.
And from Elam. And from Shinar.
Go ahead.
And from Hamath. And from the islands of the sea.
Right. The same way he was able to do that in those days, the same way he's going to redeem his people in this time. We're living in the time of the second Exodus, right? We living at a time of the time that Hamashiach is going to send his only begotten son to redeem the sheep, the lost sheep, the children of Israel. I got another precept.
I got a little more, one more verse
Go ahead,
on this.
King.
That was Isaiah 11, right? We jump down to verse 12.
Go ahead.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Hallelujah. The next precept is going to be, which is a quick commercial. It's going to be Amos chapter 9. I'm going to start at verse 8. Amos chapter 9, starting at verse 8. And it reads, Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom.
The what?
The sinful kingdom.
Keep going.
And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob.
I will not what?
I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob.
No, I'm going to destroy the ones that's wicked.
I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord.
Keep going.
For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. I yield with that.
And that was pretty plain too.
The next precept on the breakdown is going to be Isaiah chapter 4.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4,
verse 3.
And verse 3. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 3. And it reads thus: And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy.
Shall be what?
Called holy.
Go ahead.
Even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. When the Most High shall have washed away the filth.
What is he going to do?
Washed away the filth.
What is he going to do?
Washed away the filth.
See, we got to understand our righteousness is of a filthy rag. And the only way it's going to be clean is by the blood of Hamashiach and his mercy and grace, right? Because nothing that we can do is going to put us on the right side of things with the Most High. It's too much blood on our hands. It's too much filth on our garments, right? But Hamashiach is going to be the one giving our crowns and cleansing us from our sins, so that we may be able to be deemed presentable to be set in front of the Most High. Go ahead.
This is an add too. You know, when you're washing something too that's real filthy, man, sometimes you got to put on that high spin cycle.
You got to spin twice.
Yeah, man. The second time. You know what I'm saying? We just bring it up, right? So it's not always you got what we're trying to say through the spirit with the breakdown. You're gonna be tried, man, and it's gonna take pressure, right, to get these things out. Even when you think about sometimes like it's people who have companies that have pressure washers, and they can what was it looks, you know, have oil stains all over the concrete,
impossible to be moved,
right? And they come through with the pressure, clean them boys up like it's brand new, right? Continuing on, Isaiah 4 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When the Most High shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion,
right,
and shall have purged purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof.
Right, and we in that season right now, right? The Passover season where we purging that leaven and sin. It's the same way the Most High is purging this filth and the blood of this nation, right, with the blood of Hamashiach. He's sifting out all the wickedness, all the malice, all the quarrels and squabblings, all the backsliding, all the false doctrines, all the pride, right, which is the reference of yeast that rise in that pride or being puffed up, right? All of that's being sifted out through this time. Brothers is having real conversations with each other and clearing the air, right, in this season, right? Because we have to do this spiritually. It's not just physically. It's spiritually. We have to purge the leaven spiritually, right? Go ahead, King.
Got a quick precept. This is going to be in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 5 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
Your glorying is not good.
Yo, what?
Your glorying is not good.
Because a lot of people got that holy and thou spirit, and they think they ticket already stamped for the kingdom. They say they out here doing the work. They got the big garments and the long fringes with the super duper head wraps, right? You know what I'm saying? Sister got the earrings, what the scriptures call them, the tires, right? You know what I'm saying? They got the bonnets, they shallow woman, right? You know what I'm saying? But in your heart, you still got malice with your brother and your sister. You still have contention with people in this walk, and you supposed to be the example, being in this truth. So until you purge that leaven, you gotta put aside your pride, man. You have to quit being vain in your thoughts and in your members. You have to purge yourself. Go ahead.
Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
So it don't matter how many precepts you know. Right? It don't matter how many head wraps you got. It don't matter how many skirts with fringes you got. Brothers, it don't matter how mighty your boots are or your staff is. If you got ill intentions in your heart for your brethren, then all that is for naught. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to be right with the Most High until you get that mote out of your eye. You got to deal with that, because we are only strong as a nation collectively together, right? If we can bear these burdens and these curses together and overcome them, Deuteronomy 28 and 54, the main curse that is on our people that we can't seem to shake, even in this walk, we still have problems and contentions with each other. The moment that we can start to overcome those minor discrepancies and pride and evil eyes toward our brothers and sisters, then we can work on getting the kingdom, right? Go ahead, Ken.
Verse 7, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump.
And time is running out, man. Go ahead and get to it. Don't be slothful in your thoughts. Don't be slothful in your members. Purge out the leaven, man. If this season should remind you anything, it's to get yourself right, self-examine, right? Because this season is more than just about your physical house being purged. The story of Exodus is more so about cleaning your spirit, getting your spirit right. And it's just like had the elders done that when they left out of Egypt, maybe they would have made it to see the promised land, right? But they left Egypt and still had those customs of the people and those vain thoughts lodged within them. So they carried their wickedness out into the wilderness with them. And that's why the Most High calls them to wander for 40 years, right? Go ahead,
Ike. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, and as ye are unleavened, for even Hamashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. So back to Isaiah chapter 4. I'm going to read verse 4.
Yeah.
Right, Isaiah 4 and 4. It says, when the Most High shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. Right. You gotta understand that this is gonna be a reoccurring thing too. It's talking about burning, it's talking about fire.
That's right.
Right. Verse 5. And the Most High will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of the flaming fire by night.
Go ahead.
For upon all the glory shall be a defense, and there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain.
Right. I got a precept. This is classic Ezekiel 9 and 4. Right. And it reads, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. Go ahead, Nasi, or Yachal. Break that down.
Come on, man, read it again.
Read it again.
And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem,
Come.
and set a mark upon the foreheads of men that sigh and that cry.
That what?
That sigh and cry
Keep going.
for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Come. And that comes with us being tried in these last days. Like, if you really being tried and you really in the spirit, you're going to be sighing and crying, trying to get out this place.
That's right.
And the Most High saying, mark these people that do that.
Right.
Keep going.
And to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite.
And what?
And smite.
And what?
Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Neither have what?
Neither have ye pity.
No, I feel bad.
Neither have ye pity.
Con.
Slay utterly old and young.
Slay what?
Utterly old and young. Both maids and little children.
Okay.
And women.
And what?
And women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
Upon who?
Whom is the mark.
That's the elect.
And that's also the blood of Yahweh Shai. If we reference in the time of the Passover, when the destroyer came through, whoever house wasn't marked or didn't have the blood over their doorposts, the death angel came through and smited, right? The same thing that's happened here. If you're not covered in the blood of Hamashiach in these last days, the destroyer will destroy you, right?
And that same destroyer coming back.
That same destroyer, right? I'm gonna finish this out like Akhoda 1. Verse 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
At who?
At my sanctuary.
I mean, Israel, we finna get it first.
That's right.
Keep going.
Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house. And you got to think, of course, all these false prophets, all these men that are worshipers of themselves, worshipers of carnal things, worshipers of money, worshipers of women, worshipers of cars, all these things. The Most High is coming to y'all first, especially the ancient and elders, because you had decades to get this thing right, to seek these things out. But you've been preoccupied with all these different stumbling blocks and snares that the world has laid upon you, and you caused that to cause you to go astray. Right? I'm gonna finish this out.
This is a precept for what you just said.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's a quick one. This is Ecclesiastes, a classic. Ecclesiastes 7:7.
That's right.
Said that if you in the spirit, right, you should see these things, and it should make you vexed. Just like them brothers in Ezekiel 9, they sigh it, right? Because what's going on. It says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad.
It what?
Maketh the wise man mad. And they gift destroyed the heart. And that goes to what you was just bringing out. I yield on that. That was Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Man, because none of this stuff is going to be able to be, one, is not going to purge us of our sins. Two, it cannot be exalted above the Most High.
No.
Three, none of these things are going to you can take with you, nor can they save you in the day of his visitation. Right? We have to understand that these things have all been provided by the Most High for a blessing and a curse. Either it's going to awaken you or it's going to continue to rock you to sleep. You got to make a choice, man. We as a nation have been asleep long enough, right? It's time to awaken. It's time to awaken out of our slumber, right? Verse 7 in closing. And he said unto them, defile the house and fill the courts with the slain.
With the what?
With the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city. Next precept is going to be 1 Peter 3:9. 1 Peter 1:3. 1 Peter 1:3. Nakai.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, and verse 3. Salakia. Blessed be the Most High and the Father of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away.
That what?
That fadeth not away.
Keep going.
Reserved in heaven for you.
And that's like that precept that says, store your treasures in heaven where moth can rust or thieves can come through and steal. That's what this talking about too.
That's right.
Keep going.
Verse 5. Who are kept by the power of the Most High.
By the power of who?
The Most High.
Con.
Through faith.
Through what?
Through faith.
Through what?
Through faith.
Because believing that Hamashiach actually died for us and his blood cleanses us and purges us from our sin is half the battle, right? You have to keep the commandments, of course. But if you don't have Yahweh Shai, you really don't have nothing.
Precept.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12.
That's right.
Here is the patience of the saints.
Of who?
The patience of the saints.
Of holding commandments.
Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh Shai.
They go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. If you keeping these commandments and you don't have Yahweh Shai, then you doing this out for naught. If you keeping if you got the faith of Hamashiach and you not keeping the commandments, you really doing it for naught. It's all in vain, man. You have to have both, right? Faith without works is dead, right? You have to be able to do both. You have to have faith as well as the works. Okay? Go ahead, King.
Back into the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1.
I think you at 5.
Yeah, verse 5.
And verse 5. Who are kept by the power of Yahweh through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time.
In the what?
In the last time.
Okay.
Wherein ye greatly rejoice through, though now for a season.
For a what?
For a season,
Keep going.
if need be, ye are in heaviness.
Through what?
Through manifold temptation.
Through what?
Con.
Through manifold temptation.
Con.
That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold, that perisheth though it be tried with fire.
Though it be what?
Though it be tried with fire.
So you gonna be tried, man. It's something that is mandatory for us to get the kingdom. It's to be tried with the fire. The Most High has to prove us, as well as purge and clean us with the fire, with the word and the fire. Shall the saints be cleansed? Right? That's a brewable, right? You know what I'm saying? But we have to cleave unto this word to cleanse our walk, and we have to go through the fire to purge our spirit. If Hamashiach had to go through it, why do we feel like we can just freely walk into the kingdom with subpar works, with a subpar performance? You're not gonna get the kingdom, the trophy, finish the race in first place with a subpar performance. It's gonna take immense training. It's gonna take a sacrifice, dieting, like the dietary law. You know what I'm saying? Conditioning, right? It's gonna take all these things in order for you to be in tip-top shape as an athlete, right? For the Most High and run the spiritual race. All these things have to work together collectively for you to be at in the best shape for performing, right? And when you finish with your performance, if all these things has worked together, then you've gained the goal or the prize, right? Which is the kingdom of heaven. Right? Go ahead, King.
And just like right now, man, this is like stage dress rehearsal.
That's right. That's right.
Right. We kind of going through this thing, right? Preparing ourselves, man. And we're gonna get into that in Sirach, man. When you come to serve the Lord, man, you gotta set your heart right. You gotta know that you put the Most High is the director, man, of this whole thing.
Real quick, the brother said something. This is Judges 5:11. They are delivered from the noise of the archers and the places of drawing water. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh.
Man. And
right?
So how you going? You're being tried and refined, man, so that you can be ready for that day of judgment. If you think about an anvil, right? That's one of them things that used to fall on the coyote in the Acme movies. Right? That might be before your time. Yes, right. But that anvil was used, man. The blacksmith used that thing.
That's right.
Right. They put that thing in the fire, that metal, and heat it up. Right. And you going through adversity. You gotta then he apply that
like
pressure
on Uhtred or Game of Thrones.
You about
they
the
set the sword. But they set the sword on there and they beat the sword into the mug. That's an anvil that is sitting on.
Right. And you gotta apply. You gotta heat it, and you gotta apply pressure to it. And that's what we're going through right now.
That's right.
Man. Right.
And
And
this-
then that weapon was used what?
For war.
For war, man.
But had it not been tried through the fire, right,
Mhm.
and that pressure, it might not be acceptable for war,
Con.
right? And it's just like with us, bro. We royalty, bro, but we rehearsing the royal acts. You
Mhm.
can't go into a kingdom and you have no. It's like you ever seen like them in those shows and movies of that time. Sometimes the royal court will have like a ball or some type of dance, and they'll teach them
The young prince. This is a such and such spoon.
Con. They
this
teach them.
spoon.
They teach them
Mhm.
how to dance,
Right.
how to conduct yourself, how to stand. Right.
Mhm.
That's really what the Most High doing with us.
Con.
He teaching us how to conduct ourselves in royalty,
Mhm.
how to be set apart, what a prince of the power looks like,
Con.
what a princess of the power looks like, what a daughter of Zion look like, what a son of God looks like. Right.
That's
And
right,
we
huh?
have to learn these things because he's raised us up from peasantry.
Mhm.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Being among the common folk and set us apart to be the royal family. So we got to know what that royal family looks like. How do we do that? Look at the ancestors of old, just like we're finna get into with the next precept. You got something?
Here. What's that? 2 Samuel 12 and 22.
Come on, King.
Come on with it. This is the book of 2 Samuel chapter 12. Hold on. Dunghill 12 and 6. 1 Samuel 12 and 6.
Yeah, well, First Samuel 2 and 6.
2 and 6. Come on.
That's
The water,
right.
the water. Right, the brother said something through the spirit.
3 through 9.
1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6. The Most High killeth
Mhm.
and maketh alive.
Right,
He bringeth down to the grave
Mhm.
and bringeth up.
right.
The Most High maketh poor and maketh rich.
Mhm.
He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill.
He does what?
And lifted up the beggar from the dunghill.
So the same people that you see in the streets begging for bread, begging for WIC, food stamps, government assistance,
Mhm.
these are the kings of and princesses of the earth. The same people he gonna exalt to where all nation is gonna come and bring their glory to us. They're gonna bring their
forces.
wealth to us, their forces,
Mhm.
their bow their kingdom to us,
Mhm.
right? Go
And
ahead,
to
King.
make them inherit the throne, Salakia, to set them among princes.
To do what?
To set them among princes.
Hey man, we're gonna be restored as a nation and set back among the princes, right? As our ancestors were. Go
And
ahead.
make them inherit the throne of glory.
Make them inherit what?
The throne of glory.
Go ahead.
For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he had set the world upon them.
Yes, what?
Set the world upon them. Or you want me to read through 9?
Trying to read through 9.
Salakia, jumped out of that thing.
I gotta let me back when you done.
Kind of. 1 Samuel 12 and verse 9.
2.
2 and verse 9. Salakia, Akim. Verse 9. He will keep the feet of his saints.
Of his who?
Of his saints.
Go ahead.
And the wicked shall be silent in darkness.
And the wicked shall be silent in darkness, right? Just like the scripture says, whoever doesn't worship the Most High in that time, they won't even receive rain on their land, right? They're gonna be in darkness. They're gonna be cleaving. Their skin will be cleaving to their bones, just like Judah was, because these curses are then gonna fall on these other nations and these heathens, right? I gotta let me back. This is Sirach 11 and 21. Sirach 11 and 21. And it reads, marvel not at the works of a sinner, of sinners, but trust in Yahweh and abide in thy labor. Right? And that labor is keeping the commandments, bro, holding on to your faith. That's your what does it say? That's your reasonable service, right?
Romans, book of Romans.
Right? For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Most High on the sudden to make a poor man rich. The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessings to flourish. Right? I yield on that, man. We can get in that Sirach too. The next precept is going to be Sirach chapter 2 from the top. Sirach chapter 2 from the top.
Salakia.
Did we skip James 1?
Yeah.
Oh, Salakia, Nakai, Salakia. Shalom, Karash. It's gonna be James. We skip 2 precepts. It's gonna be James 1 and 1 from the top.
This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 1 from the top. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach to the 12 tribes.
To who?
12 tribes.
To who?
12 tribes.
And where are they?
Which are scattered abroad. Greetings. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations.
Hey man, you should be thanking the Most High, even in your time of travail, right? Even in your time of affliction, because that means the Most High has a task for you. He's dealing with you, right? He has a either a direct task for you, or he's proving you. Either way, the Most High hands is on you, right? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptation, knowing this,
right?
That the trying of your faith,
the what?
The trying of your faith, worketh patience.
No, the hearing of your faith.
The trying of your faith.
No, you just saying you got faith.
Trying of your faith.
The proving, the trying of your faith and proving it. That's the what?
Worketh of patience.
It's the work of patience, right?
And I just tell you, everything ain't gonna go smooth.
Right.
There's gonna be bumps.
There's
gonna be potholes.
Right.
There's gonna be all that.
That's not something that's just gonna happen overnight, right? It's gonna be some things that, oh no, you gotta swear that pothole. You gotta slow down over these speed bumps. You gotta watch that curve when you turn. You gotta yield to traffic, right? Sometimes all these things are in the journey amongst the road, right? And if your goal is to get to your destination safely, you would adhere to all these things, because they're gonna affect your ride. Go ahead.
Con, I just want to speak on that verse 2 right there, where it says you should count it all joy when you fall into these diverse temptations, because you understand, if you have the faith, man, you already know who got your battle. You already know, so you should be looking back when this obstacle is in front of you. You should be just inquisitive on how Yahweh gonna get me out of this one, right? How he gonna come through and remedy this situation, if he will, or if it is his will. Right, you should have joy in that.
I got a precept, man. You should have joy in that. It's like Most High finna manifest a miracle in front of you, right? You know what I'm saying? How he gonna do it this time? That's the belief that we have to stay with, because he's not gonna forsake you. And if it seemed like it might not be going a way that you seem being fit, then you might need to think what you was thinking about, because the Most High might have something more glorious in store for you. This is Romans chapter 5 and verse 3, and it reads, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations. We glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
It worketh what?
Worketh patience. And patience, experience. And experience, hope. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of Yahweh is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us. I get on that.
Back to James chapter 1 and verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Wanting what?
Wanting nothing.
Go ahead.
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, that give it to all men liberally.
Because this is wisdom to know that the Most High is still there with you. The Most High is still walking with you. You're not in a situation where he's forsaking you. He already made a covenant with your forefathers. So as long as you abiding in his word, he's still gonna be right there with you. He's still gonna cleave to you. He never gonna forsake you. He's not gonna leave you ashamed of what. Hey man, he put his name on it. He got his name on you. If you fall and become a laughingstock, as we was among the nations, we gotta think. If Most High got his name on us, and we fell low, then his name is fell low. And it's our job to do our part in lifting that name back up to glory, right? Go ahead, King. I think that's it on that. But if you want, you can start when you want to.
Finish. Yeah, I'm gonna read it again.
Go through 10.
For James 1 and 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, that give it to all men liberally, and upbraid it not, and it shall be given him.
Right.
But let him ask in faith.
In what?
In faith.
Go ahead.
Nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Most High.
Man, read that again.
For let not that man think he shall receive anything of the Most High.
You got it, Yashalu.
Kind of like that's like you. Read the verse where it's talking about wavering.
Start at 6.
But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering.
Nothing what?
What nothing wavering.
Keep going.
For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed.
And that's Daniel a death wish.
Con.
Hey, that's
The scriptures say, man, a double-minded
man.
Come
man.
on, keep reading.
Con.
Keep reading. You know what I'm saying?
Keep going.
Con.
It's right there too.
You at 7.
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 7. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything.
Because you're not gonna get anything at all.
You see, your mind ain't even. You don't even believe the Most High can do it. Right? You thinking about this. You trying to figure this out. You trying to see how you can finagle and finesse and try to put some things together. You don't believe the Most High got you. You don't believe He got your back. You can do nothing by the strength of your own arm. It's the Most High that does all these things. Even when we think we pulling pieces and putting plays together, it's the Most High making the puzzle pieces fit. Right? Go ahead, King.
Quick precept. Verily, verily, this is John 10 and 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way.
But what?
But climbeth up some other way.
PPP loan.
Climbeth up some other way.
Hustling.
Climbeth up some other way.
Go ahead.
The same is a thief and a robber.
You are a thief and a robber, right? Because you tried to figure it out for yourself. You said the Most High has turned his ears from me, right? And I got to figure this thing out on my own. Go ahead.
Back into the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let the brother of low degree.
The what?
Let the brother of low degree.
When you've been brought low, your spirit broken, you feeling like you don't know where to go, right? Go ahead.
And let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted.
And you got to rejoice in that low degree. You got to call out to the Most High. Brothers might even have to cry, right? Break down and confide in the Most High. The brotherhood should always be there to establish the backbone and the sturdiness that a brother needs to carry on. But ultimately, though, it's the Most High. The Most High that's going to be able to strengthen you and set you among princes, as the previous precept said, right? Go ahead.
Verse 10 in closing. But the rich in that he is made low, because as the flower of the grass, he shall pass away.
Jump to 12 real quick in closing.
James 1 and 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried,
when he is what?
When he is tried,
when he is what?
When he is tried,
go ahead.
He shall receive the crown of life.
It's you being tried, then you receive the crown of life. You can't just talk about it, bruh. It's scripture over literature forever and always. You have to look at what our ancestors went through and prepare yourself for those same temptations, for that same trying, for that same fire. Because we're not above our master, Hamashiach, neither are we above our ancestors. A lot of these things are set as examples for it to be a repeat for us, even though it may be a sample size of what our ancestors went through. We still have to acknowledge what they went through and prepare ourselves because we're not above it, right? Go ahead, all right. Oh, you can finish it out in verse 12.
We are then.
Con. Hey, Con. You know, that's a different class, though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to read verse 12 again. This is James 1 and 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
The what?
The crown of life, which the Most High hath promised to them that love him.
And how do you love him?
Keeping the
commandments. Keeping the commandments, man. Right? The next precept, are you going to it?
Come.
All right,
it's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, and verse 13. 1 Corinthians 3.
You wanted to love him.
Oh,
but yeah, you quoted it. We don't got to go there. You know what I'm saying?
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it.
Right.
Because it shall be revealed by fire.
By what?
By fire.
By what?
By fire.
Go ahead.
And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
So the fire is going to purge all. It's going to find out if it's 10 karat or if it's 24. Or if it's 14 or if it's 18.
It's not going to be able to sustain that temperature.
That's right.
Right. It's going to fold or it's going to break under pressure. Right. But if it's the real deal Holyfield,
that's right.
Hey man, it's going to stay solid.
That's
it's
right.
Going to stay 10 toes down,
and it's going to shine harder. Right. It's made for the fire. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was literally made to be cleansed with fire. Go ahead.
Verse 14. If any man's work abide which he hath built thereupon,
If it would,
if it abide
or withstand the fire, right? Go ahead.
which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward.
The shine. The goal would get by going through the fire. That's the reward. Or that crown of glory, that robe of righteousness, the kingdom of heaven, the 12 gates, the throne of glory. Right? Go ahead.
Come, man, but that word abide, man, is key. Or you got to stay in this thing.
That's right.
You can't fold, man. This is a quick precept in John chapter 15. And I'm start from the top. John 15, I'm gonna read through 4. It says, I am the true vine. This is red letter, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach speaking.
Bring it out.
I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Right? So if you're not fruitful, man, the Most High gonna get rid of you, man. Verse 3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Now,
what?
Ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
Go ahead.
Right, here's the meat. Verse 4. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye, except ye abide in me. Right, and verse 5, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me,
he that what?
Abideth in me.
Him that stay in Hamashiach. Stay in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Stay in these truths. Stay in the word. Right? Go ahead.
He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit.
The same bringeth forth much fruit. Right?
That's
otherwise, how will you know how to till the ground and bring the fruit forward if you're not going to the blueprint? Right? If you're not going to the vine. Right? And that's that reward, as the brother just said. I got a real quick precept to let me back on that in Revelations.
7.
This is Revelations 22:1.
Okay.
And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yahweh and of the Lamb, right? Abiding in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. In the midst of the street of it, on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nation. Right? So those fruit that you're going to bear, that's from staying in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It said in the midst of the of that water or that river of life, on either side, right? Meaning the tree was so big, it covered it stretched forth to both sides of the river, and it bared its fruit every month, right?
Like a perfect example is just like a farmer, right? Or someone who does till the ground for a living, right? You gotta have faith in that soil that you put in this thing in.
That's right.
Right. And when you plant that thing, you gotta water it. You gotta do everything that is commanded of you to make that thing fruitful. But then when it doesn't spring up when you want it to, you just can't uproot that thing and go plant it somewhere else. That's where the faith comes in.
That's right.
Right. That's where the patience comes in. Right. But I yield with that. Next precept.
Did you get Sirach 2:1?
Come, we're going there now. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. And it reads thus: My son, if thou come to serve the Most High Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Prepare thy what?
Thy soul for temptation.
Keep going.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Do what?
And constantly endure. And make not haste in the time of trouble.
You gotta stay grounded, right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep your patience. You have to endure. Don't get hasty in making illogical decisions in the time of trouble, right? Soon as adversity come your way, you panicking, right? You being tossed to and fro. You like a tree blowing in the wind, right? You shaking like a stripper, right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta endure, man. You gotta be sound. You have to gird up your loins, as the scripture says, right? You pulling something out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull the classic while you looking for it. Right. This is what I want. This is Matthew 24 and 13. We start at 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right? So a lot of people, the love of many shall wax cold, many being brotherly, but the real love of God, right? Keeping the commandments. It's going to go cold. And the Most High said, I'd rather ye be hot or cold. He'd rather you was on fire for this thing or that you was cold and didn't even choose it, right? So that waxing cold can be alluded to multiple things. When you wax right here where it says the love of many shall wax cold, it can be alluded to brothers being less compassionate, but as well as being cold and turned out from the true love of God, which is keeping the commandments, right? But he that endureth unto the end, right? Someone that's walking circumspect, keeping the commandments, believing on Yahweh Shai, being brotherly, exalting those that are fit to be exalted, being their brother's keeper, covering their sisters and their children and their wives, right? These brothers, right? The same shall be saved in the end, right? Because we all still fighting for salvation, right? And we know what scripture says, salvation is of the Jews. Salvation is for Israel. So us as a nation, we got to battle all these things every day, which is why we should show each other more love. We have to love each other because we're not getting it here in captivity from any of the nations, nor will they ever love us because it's not in them to. I yield. Go ahead, Ken.
This is the precept just by staying in this thing.
Come on, Art.
This is First Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 55, man. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory?
Right.
The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law.
That's right.
But thanks be to Yahweh.
To be the who?
To Yahweh.
Go ahead.
Which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren.
Hey, that's a cold cut, man. Go ahead.
Be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding, or as it just read in John 15, enduring, abiding, right? Always abounding in the work of the Most High. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain, is not in vain in the Most High. Right? You got to trust in the works that you're doing in this thing, man. You got to have faith that the Most High is, as it says in Hebrews 6, man, he's not unrighteous to forget your works, man. You can't give up. Or as it says in
I got it. I'm going to it right now. The book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 10. And it reads, start at 9. And it reads, I'm gonna start at 9. Man, it's good, man.
Come on, bring it
but
up.
beloved, we are persuaded better things of you and things that accompany salvation, right? We persuaded of things that accompany salvation. You're supposed to be doing the things that'll give you salvation, right? And we might see more potential in you than you even see in yourself, right? So it's brother's duty to hey man, we gotta pour spiritual gasoline on that light, man, on that fire that we see in you, right? Starting from the top. But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you and things that accompany salvation.
Because we know you need it. We need it.
And
I want it for you, right?
Though we thus speak, for Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work. The Most High see you out there learning. He see you up studying. He see you trying to walk in righteousness, trying to walk circumspect while you battling all these things of the world, while your family turning on you, while your job trying to make you work on the Sabbath, while your car breaking down, right? While your rib turning on you, your children not acting right, your pay cut, your paycheck getting cut short, right? They forcing the vaccine, all these things that you fighting, and you still trying to keep the faith. You still trying to keep the commandments. You still coming back to the Most High. You still finding your identity in Christ, right? You still rehearsing the righteous acts, the feast days, the Sabbaths, the new moon. You doing your best to keep the commandments to the best of your possibility. You investing in the spiritual kingdom, right? You putting all your spiritual tokens in this piggy bank to be stored up in heaven. The Most High see that, right? And he's not unrighteous to forget your work.
You said storing up the thing for the kingdom.
Go ahead, King.
Luke 9:62.
Bring it out, man.
Luke 9:62.
Bring it out.
And it reads, and Yahushua said unto them,
What'd he say?
no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of
We
Yahweh.
don't got time to be. Hey, man, give me
Ain't no quitters in this thing.
What's that? Luke 17:32. I think that's what I want.
The book of Luke, chapter 17 and verse 22.
Let me see if I'm 32.
32. Luke 17, and 32.
That's what I want. Bring it out.
Remember Lot's wife.
What?
Remember Lot's wife.
Straight like that, man. Remember Lot's wife. We don't got time to look back.
That's right.
We don't have time to focus on what America can provide. We don't got time to think about, but what about, but that one, man, I remember in the world when I was, man, it used to go down. We don't got time to think like that, man.
This is Luke 10 and verse 1, right? It says, after these things, the Most High appointed others 70 also and sent them 2 and 2 before his face.
He sent them what?
2 and 2 before his face.
Go ahead.
Into every city and place whither he himself would come. Verse 2, here's the meat. Therefore said he unto them,
what he said?
The harvest truly is great.
The what?
The harvest is truly great.
The harvest is truly great, right? It's plenty of work to do. It's plenty of ground to till. It's plenty of lost sheep. It's plenty of people that don't know they're Israelite. It's plenty of people that think their nationality is the color of these hoodies. It's plenty of people like that, right? Go ahead.
But the laborers are few.
The what?
The laborers are few.
But who gonna take this charge? Who gonna awaken my sheep? The Most High, what did he tell Peter? If you love me, feed my sheep. Feed the flock. Right?
Yeah.
If we call ourselves service of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, we have to do the work, man. And we can't grow weary of well doing.
Straight to this precept. This is 1 Kings 2 and 2.
Bring it out.
And keep the charge.
Do what?
And keep the charge.
Keep the charge,
The
man.
mission.
The mission.
No, the campaign.
You know what I'm saying? We have to keep the charge, man. It's brothers spirits being broken. With what it say, weak hands and feeble knees, right? Brothers is falling out left and right, man. We don't got time to turn back, bruh. There is nothing for us here in Babylon, bruh. It's nothing for us, bro. All we got is the brotherhood. All we got is the scriptures. All we got is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All you got is a righteous rib. All you got is the faith that you and of doing these commandments and leading your children as a righteous example. That's all we got. That's it, bro. There's nothing else on this side for us, right? Go ahead.
And keep the charge of Yahweh thy power to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes,
to do what?
To keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies. And it is written in the law of the Moses that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
Right. That's a good one.
Yeah. We got to keep the charge, family. All right, we got to stay in this thing, man. We got to be our brothers keeper in these days, right? Because if we not gonna be, who else is, right?
That's right.
Sirach, back in the book of Sirach, right, chapter 2, picking up back at 3, verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
At what?
At thy last end.
Not at the beginning.
At thy last end.
Not as soon as you come in the truth.
At thy last end.
Not as soon as you say, I'm an Israelite.
At thy last end.
Go ahead.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Do what?
Take cheerfully.
That's
what I was just we was bringing out in James earlier.
That's right.
Right. Take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Not be hasty.
Be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Not give in and give up.
Be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Go ahead.
You got to understand that the Most High might be putting you in a situation, right, to show you some things that you might not have been able to see from the perspective that you were at on the level above that low degree, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
That's right.
Right? Sometimes you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you looking high, you know that saying, you looking high and low, you can't find it.
Mhm.
Sometimes you gotta get low. You know what I'm saying, you lose something like
Ooh, hold on, bro. You just said something. All right. It's real quick. This is real quick, man. It's Sirach. Sirach 18 and 20. Before judgment, examine thyself.
Mm-hmm.
Examine thyself, man. You gotta slow down, man. Don't be hasty. Breathe, right? You know what I'm saying? Humble your spirit. Collect your members, man. Collect your mind. And then assess the situation.
Stimulate your mind, Craig.
Right?
Right? Through the spirit.
In the day of visitation,
Mm-hmm.
thou shalt find mercy.
Come.
One more, man. You're saying a lot of stuff. I was trying to,
I know, we gotta, hey, you know how we do. Hey, man, but this is for our brothers and sisters, man. It's high time, man, we wake out of this sleep and understand that, hey, you're gonna be tried in this thing. Whether you like it, understand it or not. You're gonna get down or you're gonna lay down, or you can do both.
Gun.
In this thing.
Gun, man.
The Most High is not a respecter of persons, man. He don't care who you are in this thing. He don't care how long you've been in this thing, right? But what he does care about is if you keeping these commandments and having the faith in Hamashiach Yahushua and allowing your faith to make you perfect in these last days.
That's right.
Right, for those who just tapping in while the brother looking for the precept, just rhetorical questions, man. Are you fighting or are you fleeing? Right? Is it fight or flight for you? Right, you're gonna be trying, and if you are fighting, man, you have to understand that you're not in this fight alone, man. You got Akim, man. You got your brothers, you got your sisters, right? That's why the scriptures say, "Bear ye one another's burdens." Sometimes you're gonna be having burdens that's upon you that you're gonna need to lean on somebody with.
It's a Sirach 11 and 7. I'll let you break it down.
Good precept.
Blame not before thou hast examined the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Understand first, and then rebuke.
Right, because how you know what the issue is if you don't know? How you gonna find a solution if you don't know what the issue is? What we're trying to say is, like, you got to understand what you're facing first for you to even be able to find a solution. You got to know that you're in captivity before you can try to find how to get out of this thing.
How you gonna know how to deal with it when you don't know what you're dealing with? Right?
And a lot of that too, man, stems from who you are and not understanding that you're an Israelite. So if you don't know who you are, you don't understand who your enemy is. Right? But when you come into the knowledge of who you are, then you can see things for what they are.
That's right, man.
You can see that these things have been set up from old. You can see that all of our forefathers had suffered these same things. So what makes you different? You gotta be tried, man. The scripture saying Sirach 6 and 7, man, and you gotta prove a friend, man. And he not just letting anybody into the kingdom, man. We getting back to it. Sirach chapter 2. Oh, Salaki.
Verse 8. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, or don't open your mouth to question the Most High before you've been circumspect on the situation, before you have completely
examine the matter.
The Most High might be saving you from something when you think he's punishing you. He might be straight protecting you with a hedge of protection when you think that he's being wroth with you, right? Or he's being judgments or passing judgment on you, right? It's the Most High really saving you from yourself sometimes. Man, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna yield out because I could read this whole chapter.
So we're gonna jump back into the book of Sirach, chapter 2. So I'm gonna pick back up at verse 4, Sirach 2 and 4. Right, and it reads thus: Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Do what?
Take cheerfully.
Keep going.
And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Con.
For gold is tried in the fire.
It is what?
It is tried in the fire.
No, in the water.
In the
In
fire.
the fire.
Con.
And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Con.
And this precept lets you know, man, this gold, man, that's what he equates the children of Israel to, man.
And you should want to be an acceptable man in the sight of the Most High. Keep
Verse
going.
6. Believe in him.
Do what?
Believe in him.
Mm-hmm.
And he will help thee.
And he will what?
help
He
thee.
will help thee.
Con.
Order thy way aright and trust in him.
Con.
Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy.
They do
Do
what?
what?
Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy.
No, I want him to come back tomorrow and help me with this situation now.
Wait for his mercy.
No, I'm gonna make haste, bro, because I ain't got the patience.
Wait for his mercy.
But don't patience have his perfect work? So what does it say, do?
And wait for his mercy.
You gotta wait.
The Most High ain't on your time.
And he don't have to move when you say move.
He not going to move when you say move.
Good, man. Stop at 10. All right.
This is the book of Isaiah 55, classic, real quick. 55 and verse 8. Isaiah 55 and verse 8. And it reads thus. I'm going to start at 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. So you got to have patience right now, man. Because when it gets the time for when all the hell breaks loose, right? And you didn't have patience, right? Then he gonna be nowhere to be found.
But see, that's the thing. Jake's so prideful. Jake be mad at the Most High for not helping him, and Jake ain't even asked for help. He ain't even came to the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't even presented his case. He ain't even pleaded his case, presented his cause to the Most High where it may be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
He just mad at the Most High because you ain't even help me, bro.
And a lot of times it's not going to come in the form of the way that you might have asked for it. Right?
Or when you ask for it.
When you ask for it.
Nah, bro. It's just like, as a father, you dealing with your children or a son, a lot of times you want to see them or you may not be so quick to assist because you know your children. Now you better than that. Stand up, fight, right? Don't you fail, get up, dust yourself off. Now why did you fall? What was the mistake? I want to see if you can assess this thing on your own. Not on your own. I'm still here. But I want to see you acknowledge your mistake. And then we can see that's what happened. Now what we gonna do next? Now that you know that you made this mistake.
You trying to help them troubleshoot, man. That's what you're doing, man.
I ain't gonna just solve the problem for you. I want you to know how you got into this problem. So that you won't, even when I do save you, or even when you do find yourself maybe in a situation again, you won't fall in the same circumstances.
You got the experience.
Right. But you got the experience.
What we just read.
But also too, a lot of times you walk them through those steps to the troubleshooting because they're gonna find out where they have error,
right?
And that where that error is something that you might have already given them,
right? And
then, hey, did I say that?
Or did you figure it out?
It's like I told you so without having to say.
It's a light bulb or the light coming on, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right. This is verse 7 in Isaiah 50.
Candle of understanding, man.
What was that? Second Ezra
14:25.
Isaiah 55. I'm gonna just jump down to verse 8 because a lot of times we don't really know what the Most High has his intentions are.
That's right.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, said Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. With that, I yield. Right. Back to Sirach 2, and we're gonna pick back up.
I think you at
8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
And like what?
Your reward shall not fail.
And you should have kept reading about the word not coming back. But we go ahead.
It's paraphrasing in Isaiah 55.
That's right.
It says the waters, the rain is going to do what it's sent forth to do, and it's not going to return unto him void. Right? It's going to bring forth that which he has sent to do. Roughly paraphrasing.
And so is his word the same way.
Right. Verse 9. Ye that fear the Most High, hope for good.
They do what?
Hope for good. and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Most High Yahweh and was confounded.
Search, what does Isaiah 34:16 say?
Hey, seek ye out of the book and read.
What did Isaiah 55:6 just say?
Hey, his ways are not.
It says,
oh, seek ye while he may be found.
Hey, man, you got to go to the This is here for an example. These are our examples of righteousness. It says, seek ye at the generations of old and see did ever anyone trust in the Lord. If it's any of our ancestors that trusted the Most High and was forsaken, the Most High just forgot about him, cast him away. If you do that, you will see that it's a multitude of ancestors that did just that, trusted in the Most High, and they were exalted time after time again. They were blessed beyond measure. They were tried through the fire of a furnace of adversity and came out shining and new. They redeemed robes of righteousness, crowns of glory. Right? Go ahead. I see you flipping. Hebrews 11:1 or Hebrews 11, the whole chapter.
Yeah. I'm just gonna paraphrase it. No, Hebrews 11:17. Just get straight to it. Right. Hebrews 11:17. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, and he that had received the promise offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said that Isaac shall thy seed be called. But that's just this whole chapter kind of goes into by faith Abraham, by faith Jacob, by faith Joseph, by faith Moses, by on and on. That these are the forefathers that it was talking about in Sirach too.
Shalom, all right, shalom, man. Brother Kananya on the scene, man. I text you, all right. I have to tap in with you, King.
Shalom, my brother Nazi over here, man. But these are the forefathers of old, man. That Sirach is talking about. Did the Most High? Were they confounded when they called upon the Most High? Right. Back in Sirach chapter 2 and 10, reading through 11. All right, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Most High and was confounded?
Did they what?
Trust in the Most High and was confounded.
Go ahead.
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Most High Yahweh is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgetful, Salakia, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in the time of affliction.
Hey, keep reading though.
Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands.
So you brothers that's falling short with your belief, falling short with your works, woe to you, right? Because the Most High is wroth with you, right? And he displeased. It's just like you pouring into your child and you seeing him half stepping, you seeing him short. Hey, bro, I know what I done taught you. So you being rebellious, you're not adhering. So you get the reward of a rebellious child, right? Go ahead.
Just roughly pay. He said, "Don't be a forgetful hearer, man."
That's right.
Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinners that goeth two ways, as it says in James. Woe unto him that is faint hearted, for he believeth not.
He what?
He believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended.
He shall what?
Not be defended.
Hey man, that's playing upon tables.
Right.
Very.
That was the book of Sirach. That was 2:1-11. Jump into the book of Proverbs, chapter 17 and verse 3. Proverbs, chapter 17 and verse 3. And it reads thus. The finding pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Most High trieth the heart.
He what?
He trieth the heart. Right? Didn't the Lord say that in 1 Kings? Right? Was that 8:46? When he went to David, right? And he said, when he was looking for a king, right? To be the predecessor of Saul, right? And they went and got all the sons of Jesse, and they said, and Samuel was like, "Oh, that's him right there. That's the one." he says, the Most High said, no, I refuse him, man, because
he looketh not on the outward,
but he looketh on the heart, man. And that's what the Most High doing, man, in these last days. He's trying to see who really about the Father's business, man. Right? He's trying the hearts of men. Right? Marie, verse 3 again, Proverbs 17:3. The finding pot is for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tried the hearts. Right? Next precept, Psalms 26 and verse 1. The book of Psalms, chapter 26 and verse 1. And it reads so. Judge me, O Yahweh. Judge me, O Yahweh, for I have walked in mine integrity.
So this is David saying, try me, Most High. Try my works, right? Because I know I've been walking circumspect. I know that my heart is cleaving to your word, right? Go ahead.
I have trusted also in the Most High. Therefore, I shall not slide.
I shall what?
I shall not slide.
I shall not slide or backslide. I will not slide away from this path of righteousness, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. Examine me, O Yahweh.
Do what?
Examine me, O Yahweh.
And
prove me.
And prove me. Try my heart. Prove a friend.
Try my reins and my heart.
Come on, man. Prove me, right? Show me if there's any infirmities in me, because I know I'm cleaving to your word.
Right. It's
y'all go
like,
ahead.
Man. You got to ask yourself too, man, because the Most High, he don't want everybody.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself, well, what sets you apart from the next man that's fighting to get into this kingdom?
That's right.
Tooth and nail, man. He's just not going to allow just anybody to come into this thing. You got to be willing to be just ask yourself, well, go ahead. Hey, check me out.
And
look at my resume.
If you ain't that confident in your walk,
hey,
you need to
2 Corinthians 13 and 5
bring
on
it
board.
out, man. Bring it out. Classic precept. David said, prove me, try me. Try my work. Look at my work. David said, look at my test scores. You know what I'm saying? I'm on an honor roll down here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Check your boy out.
Honor roll.
This is 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourself.
Do what?
Examine yourself.
And you got to examine yourself.
Whether ye be in the faith. Are you really in this thing?
Do you really believe?
Prove your own self.
Know
ye not your own selves?
Right.
How that Yahushua is in you, except ye be reprobates.
Except what?
Except ye be reprobates.
Now you don't want to show the Lord your test scores because you know you ain't been studying. You've been backsliding.
You've been on that John 10, right? Coming up the side, man.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
If you don't have that check me out type of spirit, it might be because you failed. You need tutoring. You've been skipping out on these lessons, falling asleep in class, right? You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna get a truancy ticket,
you've been doing that, right? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the tutoring is right here in front of you.
What does it say? Study to show thyself approved. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, right?
Next precept. That was Psalms 26, verse 1 through 2.
Yeah, I'm there. It goes right into Psalms 26, 1 and 2. Psalms 39. Psalms 139 and 23.
Bring it out.
It says, search me, O God.
Do what?
Search me, O God.
Right.
And know my heart. Try me.
Do what?
Try me.
Try me.
And know my thoughts.
And know my thoughts, right? So search me, man. Go through my thoughts. Grow through my Scrollodex, right? You know what I'm saying? See if there's any infirmities in me.
And see if there's any wicked way in me.
Hey, man. That's spiritual, right? See if there's any wicked way in me, right? Go ahead.
And lead me in the way of everlasting.
And if there be any wicked way in me, lead me in the way of everlasting, right? Because some of us, right, we might, the Most High might be pleased with our walk. We might be barely passing though. All right, I got a 72, but show me what I need to get on the A on the road, right? Or I'm barely failing, right? Show me what I need to do to at least get a B, right? You know what I'm saying? Because brothers at different levels in this walk, right? And we all striving for perfection with the Most High. So we got to continue to acknowledge our faults. We can't be scared to go under the microscope or fall under the microscope, right? We got to use that in order for the Most High to like it says in James 1:22, you come in front of that mirror, bro. Don't forget you're an Israelite. Don't forget what manner of man that you are. Don't be afraid of that mirror, because it don't not only will show you who you're not, it'll show you who you are. Not only will it show you who you are, it'll show you who you're not. It'll show you a blemish of imperfection and how you might need to wash your face again. You got a little eye crust and you got to sleep in your eye. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it was a little dark in the restroom when you was looking in the mirror.
Yeah. Right.
Watch this, John. This is the book of John, chapter 3:19.
Bring it out.
And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world.
That what?
That light is coming to the world.
Go ahead.
And men love darkness.
They
love darkness rather than light.
Because when you don't have that light on, you can't see my eye boogers. You can't see that sleep in my eye. Right? You can't see my blemishes, the imperfection. But when that light starts to shine, all of your crustiness, right, of infirmities is brought to the light. Right,
because their deeds were evil.
Their what?
Their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hated the light.
Right, you in the club with the lights off, and your garment getting dirty. You done wasted all type of wine, right? Philosophy, doctrine on your white garment.
You done got home and the next day
before you get home, when the club lights come on, you know what I'm saying? It look a little your fit look a little different, right? You know what I'm saying? You got a stain over here. You got a cigarette burn over here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
got the aroma on your clothes.
Got the aroma on you. You got the hot sauce, the hot wings done fell on your shirt. You know what I'm saying? It look a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Waffle House syrup at 2:00. We know what time it is. Right. But that's what's going on, man. Because you, but check this out. You can be that person, or you can be this person in verse 21.
Bring it out.
But he that doeth truth.
Hey, Shalom, Dawada, Shalom,
man. But he that doeth truth,
that doeth what?
Truth, cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest. And that's what he was talking about.
Hey, the stain on me.
Check my resurrection.
Come on, man. Check my garment. I've been keeping this mud clean. Right? Go ahead.
That his deeds may be made manifest, that they were all wrought in the Most High.
That's right.
I yield on that. That was John 3:19. We was bringing out that Psalms 139:23. If you want to hit it again, just for the edification. I'm here.
Oh, you can bring it out.
This is Psalms 139:23. Search me, O Yahweh, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting.
And this is the kingdom we talk about here.
That's right.
Everlasting life.
That's right.
Rulership.
That's right.
Your whole people in peace. This is what's on the line here.
It's not a light thing, right? I want the Most High to purge me of my infirmities before I get to the kingdom. I want the Most High to cleanse me before I present myself in front of him. I want him to try me and make sure I'm getting all of this filth out for me before my day of judgment. I want Yahweh to purge me with the blood, with the fire, right? With the water. Whatever he needs to do to cleanse me before I stand before judgment. It's like you going to court, right? You know what I'm saying? You show up to court and you want to look presentable in front of the judge.
You're unprepared as hell.
You unprepared. The lawyer looking at you like, man, you ain't even bring a tie? You ain't got a tie on, bro? Yeah, bro, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Chewing gum.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You got on some hoop shorts.
Talking about, fam.
Brother put up to his lawyer in a muscle tee. You know what I'm saying? He got a snapback on. Like, yo, bro, I knew it was today, bro, but I was supposed to go to the gym. You know, forgot about everything. And now the judge is in front of you. Right? He's sending you and your hoop shorts to the pokey. All because you were not prepared. And you prioritize everything but coming before the judge.
You know, they prioritize death.
Or judgment. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is Job. The next precept is the book of Job, chapter 23 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
Job 23 and 10, and it reads thus. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he had tried me, when he had tried me, I shall come forth as gold.
Bussin'.
That's right.
I shall come forth as gold.
Go ahead.
My foot hath held his steps. His ways have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips.
Right.
I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
And we know what Brother Joe went through. We know everything that was taken from him. As soon as Jake meet a little adversity, not even in comparison to what Brother Job went through, he ready to call it quits, throwing the towel, man. Hey, man, I don't know if I can do this.
Being weak,
man.
And you know what? Like through the Spirit, man. When you look at the things of old, we have diminished as men, as spiritually, physically, mentally. We have diminished, and like we look at our kids, like damn these niggas, and like damn, Bill, they don't make them like they used to, right? It's just like
y'all
vehicles,
don't make them like y'all used to.
Right. Hey, you know, that's just a seed.
That's it.
You know, but through the Spirit, man, that's what's going on, man, and we can kind of look back, and that's why he's saying, but you gotta trust in the Most High, because he trying to restore that what he started from the beginning.
That's right.
Now, what has happened in between the times, you know, them brothers might have fallen.
Mm-hmm. That's
but
why
you're not trying to get. You're trying to get back to the beginning, man. And that's what we can't look at like, man, these kids, they don't make them like they soft, things of that nature, right? But it says,
I gotta appreciate about you saying something. But that's why we have to conduct ourselves in this manner, because a lot of our parents didn't give us or show us what the example, speaking for the men, of a man of the Lord was. Right? You know what I'm saying? So us coming back to that understanding, we can't restore them, our children, worldly. We got to restore them with the Spirit, right? And that's why it's important that we move on this wise. Deuteronomy chapter 6. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which Yahweh your power commanded to teach you, that you might do them in the land whither you go to possess it, that thou mightest fear Yahweh thy power, to keep all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thou and thy son, and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that the days might be prolonged. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that you may increase mightily, as your God, Yahweh, your power of thy fathers, had promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, your power, Yahweh, is one power. And thou shalt love Yahweh thy power with all thine heart, and with all thine soul, and with all thine might. All these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. Go ahead, King, you got it.
And just to understand, man, like, man, it's no respect of persons in these things. So your children are going to be tried too as well. And we have to be restoring them in the spirit of meekness and giving them this understanding. So when they are tried themselves and they get out there on their own on a spiritual level, that they have the tools.
That's right.
That they understand what adversity feels like. Like I'm practicing with my kids right now in basketball, and I'm trying to apply the pressure on them. And they kind of cracking, man, right now. Crying, tears. Daddy, why you doing like this? Hey, I'm trying to prepare you, man. So when you get out here, you understand what war looks like. You understand how to you've already been in these different type of scenarios. And that's what we as a nation of people, we have to go into these accounts. That's right. We have to go into the men of old and the men of renown to see how they were tried and still kept the faith.
That's right.
We can't waver in this thing.
We cannot. We can't afford to waver. Neither can we afford to be slack.
We've been wavering too long.
We've been slack for too long, right? It's now time to turn up the fire.
Right. This is the last precept of the night, man. Last precept of the night, the first part of this breakdown. Right. We didn't get all the way through it that we wanted to, but the Spirit still was able to be led. This is going to be Psalms 12, the book of Psalms, chapter 12. In verse 6. Psalms chapter 12
and verse 6.
And it reads, so the words of the Most High are pure words.
They're what?
Pure words. As silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times, right? No matter how, and that just talks about even Job 9:24, how they tried to change our books, man. And it goes into Daniel, how they tried to change the seasons and the dates and the times. Mm-hmm. The Most High word still stands to this day. You can transliterate it. You can push it to the 4 corners of the earth. You can put it in any other language that you wanted to, but the Most High word still stands to this day. That that Israel is the apple of his eye. That we are, we have been given a covenant. We have been given laws, statutes, and commandments to keep, and we got to keep these things so that we can get the kingdom, man.
That's right.
That's what his word is. That's what it stands. You can even Nero in the times of old, they tried to burn all the books, but the word is still here, man, and it still stands true. I got one last precept. What's that? 1 Peter 3:16.
Yeah, bring it up. Start at 15.
Come. 2 Peter. Select. The first. What's verse 10 to 16? The word is
what you looking for?
The word is given for reproof.
That's Timothy.
It's lucky I can. I'm sure it's 1 Peter, man. Give me 1 second.
Kind, Shalom, bro.
Salaki Akim. I'm gonna have to go to my app real quick. But yeah, man, the word still stands true to this day, man. For reproof and sound doctrine, I believe, for correction.
2 Timothy 3:16.
It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, and verse 16. I was close, family. I was close. 2 Timothy 3 and verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine and reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of Yahweh may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. And that's what the will of the Most High is, man. We pray that our brothers and sisters, man, through the Spirit, are able to withstand these times, man, that we're being tried in, to withstand the fire of affliction that we are going through, and understand that, hey, it's going to turn up, man. Your temperature is rising.
Well,
the
reward, it don't compare to the. It don't even compare. So
I think Paul said that too, man. Paul said
precept on that wise.
What he say?
Eyes have not seen.
No, he said, who am I to even compare my affliction to what Hamashiach went through, man?
God,
that's the Savior, man, of Israel. Who are we to equate our affliction to his, man?
Precept.
Cut it out.
And what do y'all got it? This is Psalms 126:1. When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream.
Like what?
Like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, Yahweh had done great things for them. The Lord had done great things for us.
Right, because when you do these things, man, and then that day, Lord willing, when we get the kingdom, man, it's gonna be just like a dream. Man.
It's gonna be
a dream come true. Right, and you gotta want this thing. You gotta want it for yourself. You gotta want it for your children. You gotta want it for your brother, your family, man. Right, and again, some might not adhere, but that don't mean that we should not continue to push this word in truth and sincerity. You know,
so does it make the faith of God to none effect?
God forbid. In closing, wherefore we are glad. Turn again our captivity, O Yahweh, as the streams in the south. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. He that goeth forth and weeping, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him.
And that's them tears, man. He see everything, all the affliction, man, and he see that we have found these people who say that they are apostles, but we have found them liars, man.
That's right.
We got the real truth, man. Nothing but.
Closing one more. This is Isaiah 46:13. Start at 12. Hearken unto me, you stout-hearted. Thou art far from righteousness. I bring near my righteousness. It shall not be far off, and my righteousness shall not tarry. I will place salvation in Zion.
And where?
In Zion.
Okay.
For Israel, my glory. Hey, man, we got to endure this thing. We got to know that we being tried and refined as a nation, that the Most High is proving us as a people, and we got to cleave unto him. We got to cleave unto the family. We got to cleave unto our brethren. We got to cleave unto his word, and we got to believe, have faith that the Most High is going to save us by his only begotten Son during Jacob's trouble and the time of our travail, and the Most High will place us in our homeland, Jerusalem, back in Zion, forever, even forevermore. I'm Brother Shamariah.
Brother Nasi on the scene.
Israel.
Hey, and it's our heart's desire that all Israel be saved. Again, shalom to all the saints scattered abroad. Double honors to the elect house of David. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.